Helldivers 2 just got better again. They made the game so much more challenging and fun in the world of the Terminids. My go-to mission difficulty is Super Helldive, and I just love it because the damage and the carnage and everything exploding all around while you're trying to run away from warriors and taking out Bile Titans. It's just such fun whether you're playing solo or camaraderie. If you're playing Super Helldive already, perfect, you'll be able to relate to a lot of this, but even if you're currently diving on level 8 or level 6 or level 4, this video is going to give you tips on how to master playing against the Terminids. Not only have these updates made Bile Titan and Thrasher City, with sometimes 4 Bile Titans spawning on you back to back, there are now even more new and deadly enemies and buffed enemies making you gonna wanna scream, "Oh sweet liberty." Whether you're already a veteran Super Helldiver or you just wanna learn how in the world that's even possible, this video is gonna show you the way. Bile Titans will go from nightmares to funny monsters that you simply just 1 or 2 shot. So starting off with weapons, at the end of the day, your exact gun doesn't matter, but having the right mix of primary, secondary, heavy weapon, and stratagems are what matter the most. And well, of course, one of the biggest things to go from level 5 to a level 10 Helldiver is never stop moving. No! I stood still too long. I stood still for a minute to do something. Never stand still in Super Helldivers. The biggest thing with the Terminids in Super Helldive is to have a plan for each type of enemy and for the patrols. Are you going to go the map solo, or are you going in with a team so you can share stratagem ideas? And it's also never a bad idea just to have fun, like calling down a recon vehicle to take out a bug hole and just messing around with your friends. Feels awesome. Fire and gas go great with the bugs. They slow them down, allowing you to regroup, help teammates, or reload and get that loadout set up. Running the flamethrower can also be fun because not only does it take out swarms, it can also help take down those pesky chargers. You may have been taught to fear the Bile Titans. Nice. Oh, I just took off his head. But the sheer number of chargers and amount of damage they can take make them probably the most pesky enemies of the Super Helldive missions. Ah! I don't want to die. There's too many of them, Ian. There's too many of them. Now for loadout, you're going to want to decide if you're going to be more offensive or a more defensive player. An offensive player may go for more attack stratagems, an incendiary shotgun for the pushback, comboed with the grenade pistol for those pesky bug holes, and light armor to get around the map quickly. A defensive player, on the other hand, might bring 2 sentry stratagems to help with the main objectives and holding back swarms, while also bringing a heavy weapon like a flamethrower, some sort of rocket for the team to share, and maybe even the thermite to help with the chargers and Bile Titans. One simple but often overlooked stratagem with the Terminids is the rocket sentry. Not only is it good as a turret, but if you see a Bile Titan coming your way from the distance, you could throw it down and quickly take it out in 2 to 3 rocket blasts, saving all your other ammo and stratagems for later. There we go, able to take down a Bile Titan with my sentry, so that helped a lot. Another really important thing to note with Super Helldive is often you get stuck in one area for too long, you might start to see the endless loop of bug breaches and swarms. While in the lower levels you might take the time to clear them off, in Super Helldive you simply don't have the time for this and they're just going to keep spawning, so it's much better to just retreat and completely get out of this area of the map, head on over to another objective and let that one cool off and go back later. Speaking of that, if you're doing the safe cannon and other objectives, do as much as you can before activating the terminal so things remain undisturbed. For instance, with that safe cannon, get all the shells right in front of the input bay and then start the terminal. That way all you have to do when the terminal started is quickly run and put them all in the safe cannon instead of having to search around and becoming overwhelmed with bugs. Super Helldive is all about having the right weapons and stratagems you need for each part of the mission while you're constantly moving. You don't have to kill every enemy. It's common to quickly run through a mega nest or egg nest and clear all the objectives without even killing anything. You need to be much more efficient in this game mode. In fact, if you're running solo, you can often get in and out of an egg nest before it even starts to become overrun with bugs. Or if you're in a pinch, throw down an exosuit and clear out all those eggs without any difficulty at all. Now, if you're doing one of these objectives, but you've seen that all the enemies have already spawned, of course in this case it would be better to throw down an orbital napalm barrage or something like that before you enter. So which primary weapons are best for the bugs? For this, you want to think damage as well as pushback, because if you don't have something that can be pushing things back, you can quickly get overrun. And if it has fire, like the incendiary shotgun, while it's not so good for the bots, it can be great for the bugs. So I think the breaker shotgun and incendiary shotgun are great. You also have the liberator carbine and double-edged sickle, and even the crossbow if you want a fun challenge with that explosive power, and it can even take out those bug holes as well. Then for your secondary, I'd say it's between one of two choices, either the grenade pistol because you can take out those bug holes and push back enemies, or for some fun, picking that ultimatum and being able to take down the elite enemies if you hit the chargers from behind and the Bile Titans in their bellies. For stratagems, it really depends if you want to play more of that offensive or defensive style we spoke a little bit about before. And there's no harm in cycling between styles. At the end of the day, we're just trying to have fun and get better. And for your heavy weapon choice, it's much of the same thing. Pick something you're going to have fun with. Maybe it's the flamethrower, grenade launcher, arc thrower, or autocannon. Arc thrower is great because it has that pushback and can take out many enemies at once, or autocannon because it can devastate so many enemies as well as those bug holes. Then of course for a Bile Titan or charger build, having the commando or expendable anti-tank can be a good choice, and those expendable anti-tanks are great because they respawn so quickly and any of your team can pick them up and blast them. And speaking about having max fun, if you know there's a teammate who can protect your body, calling in that anti-tank encampment is just so fun because you can obliterate anything with ease. From there, if you're just trying to graduate to Super Helldive, I'd recommend bringing the guard dog to protect you because you know you can run around the objectives and have something that can protect your back. As for the throwable orbitals, as long as no one else on your team has selected, it's a great idea to take the orbital laser. It only has 3 strikes for the whole team for the entire mission period, but it can be used to take out absolutely anything and defend you from swarms in a pinch. Whether you need to take out a Bile Titan, a charger, or simply just stay alive, the orbital laser will always come in clutch. And then next would be that 500 kg bomb. This one is optional, but with 2 quick fires and a decent cooldown time, it really comes in handy. Aside from that, I'd say the orbital napalm barrage fire wrecks the bugs and it can deal so much damage. It's good to be thrown down at your feet while escaping a swarm, emerging bug breaches, or defending yourself at extraction. As for the sentries, it depends on the mission. The Gatling sentry is great for the smaller bugs and when clearing bug holes or when completing stationary objectives. But personally, when I'm running around the map, I like the rocket and autocannon sentries because I'm not throwing them down in swarms, I'm throwing them down mostly ahead of me on the move when I see Bile Titans and chargers in the distance, and they can quickly kill them before I get too close. Another thing is quick objectives like the radar tower. Throw one down quickly just as a little bit of support before the enemies arrive. At the end of the day though, nothing beats time in the game. Practice with these combos, and most of all, don't worry about the perfect gun or perfect playstyle. Play with what's giving you the most fun, and of course the most important thing will make you happy to make the ultimate sacrifice for Super Earth. If you're new here, we've got Helldivers videos, Marvel Rival videos, as well as some really cool Web3 gaming videos, so make sure you check out our full library, and if you're looking for another spot for that daily news, make sure you're heading over to Funjible.Games. There you can check out a recent article we have done on Helldivers, and if you like playing with a community, coming up very soon at the end of March, we have a group playtest on a fun shooting game called Neon Heroes, so definitely make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on that one. And last but not least, let us know in the comments what type of video you'd like to see from us next.